What's up everyone, Tech Mindset here. Today's video marks the end of an era. While I've always preferred to utilize my desktop when it came to work, and when I wasn't able to be at my desk, I had a trusty Macbook Pro and iPad Pro to help me with my day-to-day activities. The iPad Pro is still going strong, though it doesn't get the use it once did a few years back. Today's video is about the Macbook Pro. This thing has seen me through many meetings, so when one day it was completely dead, my heart just sank. I'm not giving up on it, and it may one day be brought back to life, but that is a project for another video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of that one when it drops. Enter the MacBook Pro 16. This is the M1 Max version with 32GB of RAM and 2TB of storage. As you can see on the box, this is an Apple certified refurbished unit, but if it wasn't for the box saying so, I wouldn't be able to tell it just by looking at the laptop itself. Once inside the box, it's about what I would expect from a usual unboxing experience. The 140 watt power brick is pretty big compared to my 87 watt brick, but both are small compared to other laptops I've used. I've always liked how the corner of the brick could be removed because I have an extra extension piece that I can plug into it so I don't have to dangle the whole brick from an outlet. Here's the old charger for comparison. I'm gonna miss the little hooks that flip out to wrap the cord around it. That helped me keep the charger a little more organized when it's in my bag. As you can see, it's pretty easy to swap out the corner with the extension piece, and now I'm good to go. I've troubleshooted old MacBook Pros ranging from the 2012 era all the way to the last generation of Intel era, and I'm pretty happy to see a return to the Magsafe connector. Without having a dongle capable of power delivery, it felt like such a waste to lose a port for charging. Even crazier when it came to the MacBook Air and the 13-inch MacBook Pro with only 2 Type-C ports. So it's nice to see Magsafe on the laptops again. The Magsafe cable appears to be color matched too, and it's a shade of gray, though not as dark as the laptop itself. I'm so thrilled that the new Magsafe cable is USB-C and can be unplugged from the brick. I've seen the cable that connects to the laptop be a common point of failure when I was managing devices at the office. It's nice to know that if for whatever reason that part gets damaged, it can easily be replaced instead of having to buy a whole new brick. As you can see with the old and the new cables side by side, the old cable is looking pretty rough, but luckily it never started coming apart, and you can also see the braiding of the new cable. Back to the old laptop, it's different to see the space gray color after having used the silver MacBook Pro for so long. It's a welcome change, though I'm concerned that even if I take really good care of the chassis, I'm worried about scratches around the USB ports if I'm not careful. And it seems to me that scratches would stand out a lot more compared to the silver chassis, but only time will tell. I have a protective sleeve coming that I will put this thing in, and that will go a long way to protecting it. Speaking of ports, I'll show you the I/O on this laptop. On the right side, there is an SD card reader, which is a very welcome sight, USB-C Thunderbolt 4, and HDMI 2.0. The other side has MagSafe charging, 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, and a headphone jack. The headphone jack also supports high impedance headphones. I don't have any to test, but it's there. I also like the engraved MacBook Pro text on the bottom. It's a nice touch. The HDMI is disappointing when it comes to outputting to a high resolution display. That said, I was able to get 100Hz outputting HDR signal to my Alienware QD OLED monitor. I was surprised to see the laptop turn on the moment I opened the lid. I would have liked to have hit the button myself after I took off the screen cover, but whatever. I do notice that whenever I open the lid, it does automatically kick the computer on, which is kind of annoying. After a typical macOS setup, I was able to hop onto YouTube and test the new XDR display. I'm so happy to have another HDR capable screen. This laptop took too long to get here. I would have liked to have used it for the HDR comparison video, but I had to get that one out the door so I can move on to the next video. If you happen to use DaVinci Resolve like I do, I was really impressed to find out that I was able to have DaVinci utilize the HDR screen of the laptop, which is funny to me because I had just done the HDR video and it wasn't something that I could do on the PC version. My guess is because Blackmagic wants you to buy a deck link to be able to monitor HDR. I'm also guessing that Apple pressured them to make it available for macOS because of Apple's $5,000 Pro Display XDR. I'm also impressed that they packed everything into this laptop in a size that's similar to the old laptop. I'm glad to see that the huge bezels have been trimmed down, but I have no idea why Apple added such a huge notch on the screen, and then not even include something like Face ID. Supposedly it's due to the size of the Face ID module, but whatever. I'm not a fan of this notch on the MacBook Pro. The speakers are a massive improvement compared to the old laptop, which is pretty cool. I was very impressed as I played my HDR video and heard how well it sounded. I really enjoyed this level for the amount of details they put in, as well as the cinematic action. Obviously it won't match headphones or my speaker, but in a pinch it'll serve you just fine. All in all, really excited to test out this laptop, and it's going to be my mobile workstation while I'm away from my desk. In fact, I've kicked it off by editing this whole video on it. If you have ideas of things you'd like to see me cover with the laptop, or ideas for any other kind of videos, leave a comment below. That's all for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.